I've been busy searching high and low, inside and out to find all 84 hero cache locations by my count to reveal them to you. Disclaimer, there's a good chance I've missed a couple as they don't consistently spawn each time, but it's enough to make you dangerous. Here's a quick teaser of the locations. I'd really appreciate a like and a comment for the effort it took me to make this, as the data isn't yet available on Fortnite.gg. Slight correction. Well, it is now, but wasn't when I went around hunting for them. Plus, the data seems a bit whack and doubling up on counts. This video will be a speedrun to show you the locations of the first 10 areas shown on this map. Be sure to subscribe for the next video. I found only ones you haven't yet discovered appear on your map, so knowing where they are is crucial. In addition to the fact that caches that are lower than your current rank won't show on the map. As you know, the hero cache range from C to S grade and the loot varies. C gives you uncommon gear and a chance for a boon. B caches give you rare or blue loot, a high chance of a boon, and a random hero item. A gives you purple loot, aka epic loot, a guaranteed boon, and a random hero item, and S gives you legendary loot, a guaranteed boon, and a random hero item. A couple of things you might not realize about the caches is that they will highlight green when they're unlocked for you or your teammates and is visible from a distance. If you've got visual audio on, you'll also get an on-screen indicator when you're 10 meters out, which at that distance you'd hope to be able to see it. If you want to learn ways of how to level up, check out a video by Evolved Jake right here on YouTube. It's linked in the description. Now, on to the speedruns. Let's zoom into this top middle of the map at ring number 1. Here's the location of the hero cache at Yacht Club. From here, we can use some lights and zip lines to get us a little bit closer to the next one, but if you've got yourself a car, it'll make it that little bit easier. In terms of orientation, the reboot van is just nearby and it's nestled right behind this rock. Now nearby is where we can head towards Martial Maneuvers, which is in ring number 2. I managed to get myself a car, so just run up the roadway here, which is just outside the door, nestled behind this little hedge. Cars are normally placed here for a quick getaway, which will allow us to drive to Bird to Go near Pumped Power. Oops, sorry about that Superman spray. So I'm going to jump in the 2-seater here to quickly get us towards this servo. Don't forget to stop in for some chocolate. Jump back into the car along the main road, which is where you'll find one near the entrance of Pumped Power. The next one, should it spawn, will be somewhere in here in the middle of all this guff. Probably didn't need to take the car here, but anyway. This brings us on to ring number 3, which is somewhat nearby Pumped Power around the Brutal Boxcars area. So approaching from the west along the railway tracks is heading into Brutal Boxcars. This is where you'll find the first chest of this poi, which happens to be the exact same spot as previous elemental chests earlier in this chapter. Hopping back into the car and a really short drive to the location of the second chest at Brutal. Given we're at Brutal Boxcars, we'll pretend we're a train and drive along the tracks into the tunnel to reveal the location of this hero cache. Now back into the car we go. We're driving towards the location of what used to be Snoop Dogg's house during the Christmas period. It's tucked away inside and up at the top of this shelf. Closing out this third ring, geez, I'm starting to sound like Apple. We're looking at ring number 4 now, which is around the Bird to Go Central, as I call it. You can approach from near Brutal Boxcars or where I left off on the last ring. Head towards the river, which is where you'll find a hut and the fireplace, as well as a hero cache. Jump back into the car, make way towards the central go of petrol station or gas station, as you might call it. Off on this landmark, which is often filled with a lot of trouble and firing, is where you'll find this cache right next to the petrol station, which, by the way, I'm running a little low on fuel. So let's top up while I show you this next cache location. You might have been lucky enough to find one here, but we're heading to the next location, which if you enjoyed the Star Wars mini-season, we're heading towards Jar Jar Binks' location next to this little hut. We're working on the middle of the map here on ring number 5, right in the guts of the map. We're coming in from the east side of Floodgates. Here you'll find the first cache on the bridge. Now depending on the storm, and you can make a choice, south of this spot are 2 caches which I'll show you now. Just near the bend of the railway, which is where you'll find a hut or something with a cache on the west side of it. From here you can just back up your car and drive towards the mountain, which is northwest of Demon's Domain, to find a hero cache hidden amongst the plain wreckage. Watch out for that storm. Rewinding back to the top of Foxy Floodgates, you can venture down the zip line. Now this is a great time for me to remind you to hit that like button and share the video with your teammates. At the bottom, near the entrance of the building, is where you'll find the second cache chest at Foxy Floodgate. Now you'd normally have a choice of cars here, so head west towards Crime City. The first stop is mine entrance number 3, and according to the map, but that's what it's called, but I don't know why, but this ring shows number 9, so shouldn't this be called mine entrance number 9? I really don't know why, but that's where it is. So then jump back into the car and head up the hill and venture left, which is where you'll find this cache hidden inside this little building. After scouting this spot, do your best to jump straight into the car and hit the throttle and head west again towards Crime City. Here you'll find yet another hut. Why are they all near huts? And there should be a cache sitting on the south side. On to ring number 6, which is just north of where we've just left off. Now from this location you can head north towards what is known as the all-you-can-catch location, which is what was near the black markets in previous seasons. Now we're going to head back to where that location was, where I'd left you on that last one near the other hut. You're going to lose track of all the huts. Now we're heading into Crime City from the top or the north of the city itself. Drive along the main part of the road, which you'll have a choice between going left or right. I'm going to choose left, because I do, and it's the one that's closest here, so I'm going to run all my way here, which is where you might find this particular one. Now it's a short drive away from here. This is what I call is the east cache. Travel along the road. You don't necessarily have to take the car, but I'm going to anyway. It's no wonder I keep running out of petrol. So keep following the road, turn left, which is where you'll find, just next to the arcade, this second cache of the Crime City. Now the next one is west of this location, so again travel along the road towards what's known as Predator Peak. I stand corrected, it's actually the Overlook. It's Predator Peak Overlook because you're overlooking the Predator Peak, which is that wolfy looking thing. Lost track of the rings? I have. Well, I think we're up to number 7, which is at the top right of the map. This is a good time to remind you to use agminate in the Fortnite item shop. Costs you nothing, but it helps me. This is where you'll find another little outlook place again, with the hero cache facing west side of the map. From here, you can take a couple of grind rails and zip lines, and pardon Choco Cow in the background, but this is an awkward time of the video, so this is an opportune time for me to suggest that you subscribe to the channel for some more Fortnite content. We got there in the end. Now this is where Captain Phasma used to be, so do check out a past video that we did where we pretended to be Captain Phasma. I'll leave it linked at the top right of the video and in the description. But you can use the launch pad here or head south from within this building. I'm going over the top here, why not? Get some fresh air from all that Star Wars that we overindulge with. Now inside the building is where you'll find this second chest of this first order base. Now I have purposely tracked this, but there is a launch pad here conveniently located that you can launch off towards this island in the middle of nowhere, where you'll find another hero case, should it spawn in this location. Kinda looks like a silhouette version of the Death Star or something. Is that intentional? Alright, let me know in the comments anyway. We're heading towards the next ring, which is ring number 8 on the east side of the map. We're dropping in from the battle bus to have another look at that Death Star Lake, but we're heading towards this little mansion-y thing. I don't know what sort of building it is, but it's right there. What was that sound? Was that Grogu? Well, from here you can try and time yourself right if you can manage to get that splurting water up ahead. Huzzah! As we head and fly into the next location, which is at Pumping Pipes, which is different to pumped power. But this is a great little place. Underrated location, which is where you'll find this particular hero cache, and nearby is a slurp truck as well as a place to get a launch pad and fly yourself through to the next place, which is on the way to Open Air Olsen. I mean, I know I could have taken a car, there was a car there, but I decided to go on foot just to get a more of a scenic route. Now this is where it is on the map, and it's quite feasible to travel a little bit south towards Bird to Go near Shining Span, but instead let's look at the next ring, which is ring number 9, and we're dropping into Overlook Lighthouse, which happens to be east of Shining Span. You'll find at the base of the lighthouse and conveniently right next to a launch pad, which we'll use to either get across to the Shining Span bridge or the Bird to Go. We're heading to the petrol station. Here's the location of this cache, which again is conveniently right next to the gas station with a choice of cars. We'll head towards the Shining Span bridge, which is where you'll find caches next to the legs, conveniently on the left side of the road. That's how we drive in Australia, the correct way. Now let's switch over to American style to the opposite side of the road on the other leg of the bridge, which is where you'll find the other cache. Near here, we're going to veer off to the left at the top of the hill, which is where you'll find this cache, should it spawn here in this game. If you remember from previous seasons, this is where you would have found an Earth Sprite. After this, we're heading to the Kappa Kappa Sports area, and let me know if you ever see some form of a ghost sprite along the wall here. Creepy. As we hear the sound of the overhead island spawning, we're going to head towards the docks, which is known as Salty Docks, which is where you'll find this chest location. You could easily rotate out to Kappa Kappa Factory, but in this case, to give you more bang for buck, we're going to go to another zone, which is known as ring number 10, which gives us another 4 chests or caches to look at. East of Foxy Floodgates is where you'll find this little hut perched on a hill, but we're going to head towards this other area that I'm pointing to, which is where you'll find a car to be able to navigate away to. Now grab yourself that car and head back to that hut that I was pointing to, which is where you'll find this on the south side of the building. And from here it's a short little drive along towards the Rolling Blossoms farm. But first stop is where we used to find Midas in the previous Black Market of Season 2. Here is where you'll find Robin and his grappler, which shout out to Kableeb, who seems to love this thing. This is where it's on the map, which is northeast of Demon's Domain. Now let's head towards the Rolling Blossoms farm itself with a smooth transition to new footage, which is where you'll find this hero cache and another one that is south of this location, just here. Now that brings us to the very last hero cache of this particular ring, ring number 10. There's still another 11 to go, so do be watching out for a new video coming out on the channel. If you haven't already, do hit the subscribe button, and here's a playlist for you to watch in the meantime. Get out of the way, tree.